Oftentimes, in these types of stories, it turns out that the male is a disturbed individual. So I will share with you a story about an equally disturbing female I dated for a while. Before this began, I had recently had enough of a job and quit out of frustration. To make enough income to pay my bills, I had taken a part-time position through a temporary agency at a marketing company that did phone surveys and the like. While working at this company, I met quite a few cool people. One of them being a rather attractive woman who was about my age. We talked here and there at work, and it developed to giving her a ride home once or twice a week, as she didn't have a car, but I did. After I'd been working there for about a month or so, we were invited to a party that a co-worker was having for their birthday. Her and I decided to go together to the party. When we got there, we hugged out and had a few drinks, and began flirting with each other. After the party, we ended up going back to her apartment, and one thing led to another, and we slept together for the first time. Now, this necessarily in and of itself wasn't a red flag, but the apartment was apparently a low-income place for people who had some kind of documented disability. In her case, it was bipolar disorder. This really didn't bother me much, as she volunteered the information and seemed like a nice enough person. We ended up dating casually for the next few months, and she revealed more and more about herself, as what tends to happen when two people get to know each other better. She ended up explaining to me that she was born and raised in my state, but ran off to California. She ended up getting a career in the adult film magazine industry for a while. Me, being my younger and naive self, thought this was absolutely awesome. How many men can say that they've slept with an adult film star on multiple occasions? As we spent more time together, I found out some more troubling aspects of her personality. For starters, she shared with me that she often sold her body for money to regular clients, and did so out of the sheer enjoyment. The money being only a secondary motivation for the behaviour. She also once or twice suggested to me that we attempt to sleep with other people, and that she had already picked out a guy we worked with who she wanted to try this with. By this point, I was just about done seeing her and had decided to break things off. On a few occasions, we would be hanging out in her apartment, browsing the internet, and she began surfing websites that displayed pictures of human corpses in various states of gore and disarray, commenting on how beautiful they were. Personally, I find this absolutely nauseating. She confided in me that she had an obsession with death, as well as with sex. I tried to steer the conversation elsewhere, or suggested we do something else when she would bring up this topic. When it was apparent one time that this was not going to work, I relented and asked her what led to this obsession. She answered by merely defending herself in a calm, robotic tone. There are plenty of men out there who are obsessed sexually with children, but they don't go off and molest them. They choose to do the legal thing, which is to look at porn. This is the same for me. I look at these pictures instead of going out and killing people. She then proceeded to tell me about being admitted to a psychiatric hospital for several months after she decided to one evening venture out of her home with a knife and some rope, looking for someone to murder. But she explained that she had been put on medication that stabilised her and controlled these impulses. After her telling me this, I've now pretty thoroughly freaked out. I put on my best job I could act like everything was fine and okay with me, then said goodbye as usual and left her apartment. The next day, I broke it off with her, stating I was not comfortable seeing someone who had such an interest in sleeping with other people. I never mentioned the other reasons. She barely said 2 words to me, and that was it. For weeks after this, I was terrified she was going to come over to my house, as she knew where I lived and tried to kill me. Thankfully, nothing came of it, and I have since not spoken to her. It has been about 6 years. I am almost 100% sure, simply due to how she spoke about those horrible images and how she has so readily defended herself, that she has killed someone or will kill someone at some point in time and future. It gives me chills even thinking about it to this day. Thankfully, I finally listened to my intuition and paid attention to the warning signs I initially had ignored about this person. I very well otherwise wouldn't have been around to post the story. From then on, I've always trusted that gut instinct, and it hasn't failed me yet. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. You can also leave a comment below. All feedback, good or otherwise, is always appreciated. If you have any creepy stories of your own, or have any topics that you would like me to cover, feel free to send them in via any of my social media. You can find all links to my social media in the description below. Until next time guys, make sure you lock your doors, stay safe, and I'll see you next video.